So let's build the same kind of a name tag that we did before. Let's build this in CodeBlocks this time. So I'm on my main page, but instead of 3D designs, like I would be here, I'm in CodeBlocks. And I want to create a new code block. And I want to create a new design. And so in CodeBlocks, everything on the left-hand side are the things that you can build. So the blue blocks are shapes, all the shapes that exist over in the other Tinkercad. The purple is how I modify or move or change the shapes of things or sizes. I can do some looping things from time to time, and I can also do some math things. I may need to rotate something around an axis, or I may need to do some calculations. So first thing I'm going to do is bring a block out here, and nothing happens until I click on the Run button up here in the upper right side. And so you'll notice if I expand this block, this is a 20 by 20 by 20 cube, but you'll notice that the center of the cube is at the origin, 0, 0, 0. There's a red axis that goes along the x-axis and a green one that goes back along the y, and this blue one which goes up along the z-axis. And so what I want to do is just like we did before, I want to change the width to 100. And I'll leave the length at 20, but I'll change the height to 5. And when I run that, it gives me a nice long block. Ooh. And we talked about being able to easily round the edges. So if I go to the edges and make that a 5 and then press the Run button again, that really does round off my edges. I kind of like how that looks. So we'll leave that there. Next thing we need to do is we need to create a hole, and we did a hole by using a cylinder. So I'm going to drag the cylinder out. And when I click on Run, it puts that cylinder right in the middle, which is not a surprise. But I think I need to move it to the left. And so I'll move it to the left 10, 20, 30, 40 units. And so the Move button is this purple one. And to the left, 40 along the x-axis would be negative 40. And so let's run this once and see what happens. Not bad. So we need to change the radius of this cylinder. If I expand it, I can change the radius. I can change the number of sides. Edges works the same way. So I could round the edges if I don't need to round the edges here. But I'm going to change the radius to, again, in the last one, the diameter was 5. So we will make, I'll just make this one 3. I could make it 2.5, but we'll run it and see what happens. Nice. I like that animation. So let's, I want to turn this into a hole. But to make the hole appear, we need to group the objects. So if I go to this purple block and tag it on the bottom, that creates a group out of all the things that are above it. And so now when I run this, that turns into a nice hole for me. It's good, man. This is good. So now we need our text. Now we need our text. So that was also up here. And here's our text. I'm going to unattach the group for me. I'm going to unattach this group because we're going to need to put that at the end anyway. And so here's my text. And let's run it to see what it does. Yes. So I want my name to be Steve. And I like the sans font. That's just me. That is just me. And the height is probably a little too tall, but I'll leave it like that. But what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to move this up. I'm going to have to move this up a little bit. So let's see. I'm going to move that. That's probably, I'll probably move it up 10. That's the math where you have to think of it. So I'll plop that on the bottom, and I want to move it 10 in the z-axis. Oh, that's right. It's only 5. So 10 was probably too much. I bet we could probably, maybe we could go 5. Let's see what that does. Oh, did I change the height, didn't I? I could probably make the height 20. That'd probably be enough to change it. I just wanted to dip into it. All right. Let's make our main block a little bit wider. The length was 20. Let's make the length 30. And now let's make this a whole. Let's make our text a whole. And let's group everything together and let's see what it does. Not bad, not bad. I think that's going to be okay. We could do a little bit more moving if we want to. I could probably move this to the right, maybe 5 units to maybe center it up a little bit. This is good. This is good. Just have much more, I think, precision with this.